part stuff. Hater.
Hey guys, this is Steve with Orlando Collector Deviants. Tonight on Drinking with OCD, we got one of my most favorite people, inspirational.
Whoa.
Yep.
I have no mic.
You have no mic. Well, I'm still going to talk while he tries to figure out the mic. Let's see. There's, oh man, can you type?
He muted himself.
Yeah, hit him on Messenger. So while Trish is trying to get hold of him, I am going to introduce him. We got Lance. I like to draw boobies footer.
Boobies.
And then also on the show tonight, we got Cedric. I can draw stick figure boobies. Boyd.
Stick figure boobies. Yeah,
And-
that's right. I can't draw boobies. So
And the voice behind the camera, we got Trish. I have boobies. Halsey. Okay. Hey, Robert, how's it going? We got Robert, who's already on here. What's up, guys?
What's going on, Robert?
And we're having a little technical difficulties. Lance muted himself over there in the corner, so we got to get him to unmute himself. Let's see. I'm
It's down here in the
All
little
right. How's that?
There you go.
What's up, Robert? Love you, brother.
Okay, Robert, there we go. We have some technical difficulties with Lance, but we usually always do because it's Lance.
That's right. Because
So,
I'm
Lance,
blind,
I don't-
so whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you sit in front of that picture? It looks like you got a little like Mickey Mouse bow tie ribbon in your hair.
You like
Yeah.
it? Cedric, we already went that way about the hallway, right? No, just saying.
So, Lance, you didn't get a chance to hear me introduce you. So I introduce you as Lance. I like to draw boobies footer.
There you go. There's probably some behind me. See,
Yeah,
look.
there's some right behind you. And then we got Cedric. I like to draw stick figure boobies.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look,
And then we
look
have
Cedric.
Trish over there, who is Trish. I have boobies. Halsey.
Don't get me wrong.
I have
Stick
lots
figure
of-
boobies can be complicated to draw sometimes.
And we got Ron Baxley Jr. says, hi, Lance and OCD Steve. I'm not sure if I've met Cedric before. You haven't. Cedric is one of our longtime fans. And I wanted to give him a shot at having a segment on the show. So he does the Weekend Geek. And then we got Robert over here that says, Lance is the man. Got many of his amazing covers.
Thank you, sir.
And then
I
you got
appreciate your support.
Joe Avant that says, hi, Lance.
What's up, Joe?
Ron Baxley, Lance is an awesome artist. Hi, Lance.
Hey,
And
Ron.
then Ron Baxley, hi, OCD Steve. Long time no see at cons. Exactly. I think the last time me and him saw each other was at the Leesburg Mall. And then he also says, aren't stick figure boobies just straight lines? Yep. Then that's what Cedric does. That's why he can't screw them up. He likes them big. And Ron says, "Hey Cedric." And then we got Todd Howard that says, "What up, Lance?"
What's up, cuz?
Okay, so
Lance is getting all the love tonight.
I know at least somebody does. Ron says Lance did an amazing Disney fanfic cover for him. Now Ron has his own book. Oh man, he's gonna kill me because I don't have it right off the top of my head. I know it's the Corgi.
He also did Disability. That's the cover I did for him.
Disability. I don't think I know that one. I know about his Corgi. So you can kill me, Ron. It's been a while.
Ron does Oz books.
Well, he does that too. He's the biggest Oz fan I've met. So
yeah.
So Lance, how you doing tonight?
Hanging in there.
I get a chance to say something because everybody keeps saying how much they love Lance. See, I'm not the only one who loves Lance.
See? Just saying.
Now, Lance, I'm going to state the obvious. Well, hold on. First of all, Ron says Disney ability.
There you go.
I'm going to state the obvious. You're an awesome cover artist and just an awesome artist in anyways, and you're blind.
Yes, sir.
So, how do you draw if you're blind?
With this magnifying glass, so everything is drawn through 6 times magnification. So this is how I draw. So I can structure stuff out because I've done it so often, but any kind of precision lines, I have to use this. But I've been this way my whole life, so it's just like most people think I use it just because I'm losing my eyesight later on in life, but it's like that ain't happening. I already lost it.
Now, Ron put over there real quick. He doesn't want to take the spotlight from Lance. The graphic novel about my Corgi is Ziggy. Zigzags, the light and dark, fantastic. That's what it is. I'm sorry, Ron. It's one of those. I do like to say who, if we have a famous guest like you, or somebody commenting, I like to do a shout out to them. So, but Lance, okay. What a lot of people don't realize is on top of being a blind artist, you're also a cyclist.
Yes, sir. I was a pro cyclist for Team USA as a para-athlete, as somebody with a disability. You've heard of a national championship? Well, I hold 3. There's a picture of them. I hold 3 national championship jerseys, United States. I was once ranked 9th in the world.
Sweet.
So also a contender for Rio Olympics, but that's a bunch of political stuff we can't talk about right now. So, but yeah,
no politics. Okay.
Exactly. So literally, I used to use my artwork as a getaway for cycling because I was training 6 to 8 hours a day. And then now I get on the bike to get away from drawing 12 to 14 hours a day. So, it's come full circle, but I still have to get on the bike because it's just me. It's freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's freedom until somebody sideswipes him.
Yeah, Till you get as many broken bones as I have and don't even want to go outside anymore.
Now, I always tell everybody, Lance is the most inspirational person I've ever met. I mean, I hear people whine and cry about their life on a daily basis, and I bring up Lance. I'm like, he's had the worst life. No offense, Lance, but
No, sir.
You've had the worst life of anybody I know, and you don't ever let that get to you. You persevere through everything.
I try.
Well, I mean, it goes back to when you were a child. And I don't know if you want to go that far or let everybody know kind of what we've talked about, but
I mean, you go back to, I was adopted. I went through abuse, physical and mental. I mean, bullying and through school, homelessness, I mean, high school dropout, even though I was going to art college in Boston in 11th grade because my portfolio won the top 10 in New England. You know, I was asked to draw. I was asked to teach at Penn State. I wasn't even out of high school yet, and I gave all that up because I was alcoholic. So, there's a lot of other things in this world that, people are like, well, I had a drinking problem. Well, I did too. I had an obesity problem. I did too. Well, I was homeless. I did too. But did you have all those things all together? Did you get bullied every day in school? I mean, I literally rode my bicycle, my little BMX bike to school just so I wouldn't get bullied on the school bus. So, ever since I met you, Steve, I don't like to inspire anybody. I would rather motivate that person, because you can inspire anybody.
Yeah, but you inspire and motivating in my book is a very thin line between the two.
Yeah.
But I when I hear people whine, oh my God, I didn't get the lottery didn't hit my numbers this week or something. It's like, now you whine about the weirdest stuff,
Yeah.
We got Ron over here. I admire Lance because he's not defined by his disability. He transcends it, and he is not a great blind artist. He is a great artist, period. And you know what, Ron?
Thanks, Ron.
I agree full-heartedly, and Lance has made fun of me constantly because I've interviewed Lance a couple times. I don't see him as a blind artist. I see him as an artist. So I'll ask him questions like, oh, man, what's the funniest thing you've ever seen at a convention? He looks at me, Steve, I'm blind.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
But it's one of those, I don't see you as anything but Lance. That's, right. And I hope you don't ever take offense when I ask something like that. Because I don't see your I don't want to call it a disability because it doesn't.
It's an inconvenience.
Yeah, there you go. I think the disability for you is you can't taste anything.
Oh yeah, or smell.
Or smell.
I was just saying.
Well, that's a good thing for cons. You don't want to smell at cons.
Oh yeah. I've been told.
But I would die if I couldn't taste.
Yeah. Well, that's why I can eat healthy food because everybody's like, I'm not eating that, and I'm like, I don't care, I can't taste it.
Now, and speaking of healthy, did you go completely vegan or?
The only thing I eat now is salmon. That's the only kind of meat I'll eat. Other than that, it's all vegetables. People don't realize that. Well, I was 300 and something pounds, and I got on the bike because people told me that I could never be a pro cyclist, and I proved them wrong. You don't tell me I can't do something. It's like everybody always asks, what are you going to do after art? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll find something else, Yeah. And, I mean, going to the bank every month with my check from the Olympic Committee was pretty damn cool. Got the Olympic rings on it. But yeah, I mean, I was 300 pounds, so I decided to get on the bike. And then, weight's always been an issue with me. And, now I'm back down to about 85 pounds. And, when I was racing, I was at 165, So it's a change of lifestyle. But most people sit there and they say, well, I can't go without eating a hamburger. And I'm like, let's not get into that. Because you don't want me to tell you what's in that hamburger,
Yeah.
Well, I went to go give blood, and the lady's like, well, since you're a vegetarian, I have to check your iron. And I'm like, okay, check my iron. And she goes, you have more iron than a normal person. I'm like, well, thank you. I'm not normal.
No, Lance, you're not normal.
Exactly.
You're a superhero. There you go.
Some days.
Okay, you got Robert over here that says Lance is a machine. Sorry, he said it back a few minutes ago, but I don't want to interrupt anybody.
Yeah, Robert's the one, if you saw my post, he drove 2 hours to my house and 2 hours home to pick up his graded CGC comics that I did for him.
Yeah, I saw that.
Totally honored when somebody did that, and he's a great guy. So always has time to sit down. Yeah. He literally comes to the show and he'll sit and talk with me, and I love that because everybody's like, well, you're losing business. And I'm like, no, I'm talking to people. I love friends. I love talking to people. You know.
Well, you ain't losing business if they're buying.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I'm not. I've been swamped the past 2 months. Swamped. So.
And then anytime I see somebody wanting a cover artist, I always recommend him.
Yeah.
As of today.
As of today, exactly.
You like boobies? I have an artist for you.
How about some zombie movies? There you go.
Wait a minute.
There you go. Okay, so we got Ron says at one point Lance was working on a memoir. You can see why his life would make a great material for one. Oh yeah, I mean, but you do one volume, and then on the second half of your life, you'd have to do another volume.
Well, I started it like, I think I started it as more of an adult, and then I went back to my coach that I had here was training me, and I told him, he's like, well, what brought you to this level? And then I went back to my childhood, and then from childhood I went to all the way to moving here to South Carolina, and that's kind of where it stopped, because I need an editor and all that stuff, and everybody wants to charge me $4,000 or $5,000 to edit my book, and I'm just like, might as well just put it out myself. Spelling corrections incorrect, whatever. It's my book. I wrote it.
Exactly.
If it's wrong, it's wrong. Hey, I got a disability.
I can't see whatever I do.
Whatever.
Oh, it's okay.
Does it matter? I
Hey,
got Mickey Mouse ears and a bow. See it?
exactly. Let's see. Let's see. We got Ron saying, rolling on the floor on the remark Lance made to OCD Steve about seeing at cons. He does that shit to me all the time. I mean, that's why I quit doing interviews with him. But actually, I started coming back at you. And then he's like, rolling on the floor. Okay, y'all poking me in the head. So
No, in the eye, so you can't see either. See?
let's see there.
Oh,
do it again.
Whatever.
Now you're poking Cedric.
It's okay.
Y'all can be blind brothers.
See, there we go.
Okay, so Joe Event wants to know if you finished his commission yet.
No, sir.
He's like, quit biking, quit biking and get on his commission. Okay, there you go. And we got Robert laughing his ass off. And then Ron saying, Cedric, you're a lot less quiet than Cedric the Owl from the King's Quest 5 game. Join in, Cedric. Believe it or not, I used to be quiet too.
Cedric's on a wanted poster.
Yeah, for despicable acts.
Apparently,
Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there.
In Florida, even.
And wow, in Florida, look at that. Well, hey, what are you drinking? What are you drinking?
Who? Cedric?
You both.
Me. Oh, I'm drinking Cider Boys Peach Apple.
I have
drinking coffee.
I have spinach broccoli.
Hey, at least it has color in
You
it.
would have
And
to not be able
asparagus.
to drink that.
Did you hear Trish?
No,
She says you have to not be able to taste to drink that.
no, and asparagus. Just
So,
saying.
and now that's good because you don't have to smell it afterwards either.
There you go. See, when it's coming out the other end, I ain't gotta smell it.
Yeah,
I
I feel sorry for your wife.
Now, here's a funny thing where I live. Okay, I can get this
Mom,
quicker than I can get milk.
Is that
What?
moonshine?
Yes, that is pecan moonshine.
Okay, you know, Lance, you are coming in December.
I can already
Just saying.
taste it.
I don't drink anymore. I haven't drank this January. It'll be 3 years sober. So I'm just saying, I can get this quicker than I can buy milk.
Well, that's what I say. You're coming down. You're coming down
If you
here.
don't drink, if you don't drink, why do you have that?
Because I had some friends come from Tennessee and they wanted some real moonshine that was made out in the woods of South Carolina, and literally I had it for them in 5 minutes. So
What-
Hey, Lance has got the
So,
hookup.
Lance, are you flying out or driving out in December?
driving.
I'm going to send you some money.
Just saying.
Moonshine.
Oh, some real moonshine? Not what they call moonshine over here? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we got Ron says, sorry, Cedric, I was messing around. I did not mean to call you out.
It's all good, Ron.
But he's saying sorry, but not sorry. He did it anyway, so it's too late. Get over it.
Yep.
And
he gets you some of that moonshine. He gets you some of that moonshine. You going to bed early that night.
Exactly.
Oh, no. Oh, you got Heather Smith says, thanks for the awesome cover.
You're welcome, Heather. That's something I did a little while ago, and I figured you're so kind to Robert that he needed that.
I'm not even gonna lie. I thought that was Wonder Woman when her face popped up.
See?
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting there. It's like, that's a nice little tiara right there.
Yeah. You didn't know I was friends with Wonder Woman? Just saying.
Oh, well, I personally know the Wonder Woman that you're friends with.
Exactly. Miss Ivy.
Yep.
Love that Wonder Woman.
Yep. And then Ron says that would make great pecan pie minus the pie. Minus the
pie. I'm not going to be the one eating the pecans out of it. I'm just saying that.
I'll drink it. I don't care. Oh, who's weird?
Ashley. She like walked out the house making this like weird zombie growl.
Does she have pants on?
She's not on the show tonight.
Just asking.
So what everybody don't realize, it's a prerequisite. Nobody wears pants while they're on the show with me. That's why we don't stand up and walk away. Okay, then we got Jennifer Louders. Okay. Jennifer, I kill names, so be happy. Feel privileged. I am from where the Hatfield McCoy feud was in West Virginia and Kentucky. Moonshine is great for medical purposes. Yeah, I have diabetes. I'm overweight. That can help me. I need a liquid diet.
There you go.
Jennifer is an artist as well.
Jennifer is an artist as well? Yeah, she's one of our artists, huh?
Yes, she is.
Okay. Jennifer, I am sorry.
Jennifer, do you have pants on?
Jennifer, do you have pants on? And would you like to be a model for Lance? Because he needs more models.
There is one prerequisite.
There's only one, two prerequisites. So speaking of that, Lance, how did you get into drawing the female body in such detail?
Since I can't see it, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. I'm just saying. Well, I know you can feel it, so.
Just saying. I don't fondle everybody at a show, you know. Just saying.
Let me see.
Back to the scheduled podcast.
Exactly.
Next model.
We are now leaving the PG rating of the night. We are moving on to rated R, guys.
No, we're PG-17 right now. Get it right.
PG-17.
What do you say?
Okay.
I basically.
Yeah. So Jennifer said,
go ahead.
A curvy girl. She might not fit the idea. You know what? There is no such thing as a bad idea of a woman. So I'm just saying.
No. Nope. But no, I literally got back into this seriously, I want to say about 6 years ago. And because I had stopped for almost 30 years drawing. I had T-shirts when Desert Storm came out, all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast, including Iraq and Kuwait. And they put me in the newspaper as staff, and I was the only artist there that had the T-shirts done. So I stopped drawing. And every time I'd get away from it, somebody would bring me back, and I went all the way down to painting helmets for pro cyclists who knew I was going to be one. And then I couldn't grasp the female body, so I was calling cosplay people that I knew.
Maybe because
Yvette was one of them.
He couldn't grasp the female body, so they weren't letting him touch it.
Exactly. I couldn't grasp it with pants on.
Okay. Oh, so without pants, they let you. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, we know what. Okay, he's packing. So.
Right.
So I had Victoria Avatar from Philadelphia. She was one of the girls. If you see one of the girls that I have that has a bat dress on, she was one, and Ivy was one. And Ivy is still one of my muses, as she calls it. If you look at some of my artwork and you look at Ivy's face, you'll still see Ivy's face in it because she's embedded, but she's also, her and her family, such fine people.
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah, but when they're looking at your artwork, Lance, I'm going to be honest, they're not looking at the face.
Oh, well, I am.
Well, how?
Just saying.
You can't see it. How are you looking at it?
With my magnifying glass.
So, Lance,
Okay. So we're gonna go back up here to Ron.
As far as what made you wanted to start doing art?
Well, hold on. Before you go into there, we got a whole. This is Lance, so we're getting all kinds of comments. We got to catch up a little bit. I am an Oz fan and author from Ron, but I do not want to go the way of Julie Garland. God rest her soul. Moonshine and meds don't mix. So get rid of the meds and just have the moonshine. That's what I say. And then he also says, even in low country of South Carolina, there are places where you can find moonshine. Well, next time you're down, Ron, I will put in an order with you too. And then Brandon's where my shout out for being such a loyal fan. Well, once I start seeing you sharing the page everywhere, then you'll get a shout out.
Yeah, Brandon.
Right,
play your part, man. Play your part.
And then we weren't supposed to be looking at the faces? Question mark.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, go ahead and ask your origin story.
Yeah. So, what got you into wanting to do art? Basically, the beginning of your art path, career.
The beginning of my art path career was basically when I could hold a pencil, because I couldn't see the TV. So, that's where I can still close my eyes and draw Snoopy. That's how many times I've drawn Snoopy. So
was that the first thing you ever drew was Snoopy?
Yeah. And then my grandmother had a picture of a squirrel, and she asked me what the picture was on the ground, and I was like, "That's his shadow." But I mean, I drew my high school year in high school. The last high school I attended, let's just say that, was I'd never went to homeroom. I never had any other class. I'm still friends with my art teacher to this day. And she's like, I could never teach you anything in class. But I mean, my portfolio won in the top 10 in New England back in '84. So, you remember Grendel, comic book? Matt?
Well,
Matt Wagner?
Cedric probably doesn't remember.
You remember Grendel?
Yeah.
With Matt Wagner. I actually drew 2 pictures and brought to Matt Wagner, and he goes, "Why aren't you drawing for me?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'd love to, but I'm not." But it was. There's a lot of things that brought me back to drawing, but it's just an escape for me. And I was basically told this late in my life, because I'm over 50, that I could never be a professional artist. So this is another I'm going to prove you wrong kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've drawn for Zenoscope doing VIP sketchbook covers. They actually sent me 9 of them today, and I didn't pay a thing for them.
I read a lot of Zenoscope comics.
I have never read a comic, so I'm just throwing that out here too. Nope. Nope.
He's blind.
Cedric. Magnify.
They have audio books though.
No, never.
Sit back.
I've never even read my own comic that I did all by myself. Me and then Mark Dredgen, Quino guy, wrote it for me. Never even read it.
What's it called?
The Wicked Wabbit. Yeah. I got.
Now Cedric's got to go out after the show trying to find it.
Wait a minute. Let me step away from my camera.
Left and right.
Yeah, you step away. And see, at least he has a good backdrop. We get to see boobies when he walks away.
That picture I sent you the other day was of this Equinox series I picked up with one of my artist buddies. He actually lives in Florida. But
So
it's a pretty good series.
you see that?
Yep.
That's Ivy.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's Ivy.
yeah.
Ivy's on the cover.
You can see it in the face.
Yep.
Hold on.
So
Is that one of them that you sent me to put up? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Trish is sucking over here.
I don't
She's
know.
supposed to be.
That's a sketchbook cover.
Yeah.
That's a sketchbook cover. Obviously, it's Z-rated. It's covered up a little bit.
Yeah.
I just finished that one.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that.
Boom. I like that cat one.
That's Roberts. That was on here earlier. That's Roberts.
Yeah.
That's me.
Man,
That's Joker.
Yep.
So that's bad.
So I don't think I got that one. You got all kinds of that, but you didn't send me. That's one. Okay.
That's my favorite. That was in Mexico. That was at Worlds in Mexico, right? And the guys are like, I'm like, I so have to jump in that phone booth and pretend I'm Superman. It's too fun.
Sorry, Cedric. I muted you while you walked away.
No, I'm sorry. Ashley got locked out of the house.
Cedric, next time you get up, slide out from the camera because we don't want to see what's below. Okay. It's the whole pants thing.
Hey, at least I'm wearing pants, man. At least I'm wearing pants.
Oh,
Hey, you
you're
know
wearing
what? I can't see them.
You keep showing the magnifying glass. How strong is that thing?
6 times magnification.
See?
So,
And when I explained to you to all my friends, I'm like, it's like 1,000 times magnification.
Yeah.
That's how blind he is. And
Seeing somebody's soul with that thing.
exactly. But no, it's only 6 times. But I mean, like at a show, if you're, you know how the lighting is in there. So I'm getting that 6 times fluorescent magnification back in my eye. So I deal with a lot of headaches every day, And lately I'm drawing from 6:30 in the morning just about to 10:30 at night. So, there's that too. And with no power.
with no power.
Blackout drawing session.
But see, that's not a problem if you're blind because you can't see it anyway.
There you go. I still like the light. Not a
So
bad.
you get in the rhythm with the flashlight on, and then the batteries die in the flashlight. You just keep on going and keep on going.
I was like, I'm done doing this. I'm going to work on Legos instead. So I had to grab a flashlight to see the instructions.
I actually built Lego Aquaman the other day.
There you go.
What? You're gonna have to show that. I need to see.
Oh, Trish, go get it. It's a Ned Flanders looking thing.
Ned Flanders.
Oh yeah. I mean, once you see this thing, you'll understand. I got it. Kelsey gave it to me for my birthday, so I put it together the other day, and he looks like Ned Flanders. And it's like, who knew? Okay, let's see. Boom. Oh, there we go. Boom. It's a Ned Flanders Aquaman. They made his forehead so big.
It's just a big old brick.
Wow.
But they did good. I mean, they did the belt all the way around. The trident.
Is that supposed to be Jason Momoa Aquaman?
Yeah, because it's not blonde.
Yeah, I can only tell because of his hair.
Yeah.
I didn't see he had hair, but okay.
Well, you weren't looking at the face.
There you go. I was looking at his belt.
It actually looked like a little Minecraft character.
There you go.
Now Joe says he has that in his classroom. So I'm hoping he's talking about the
yeah, I'm not really sure what he's talking about.
Now I
got the Moonshine in your classroom or the Aquaman in your classroom?
I keep mentioning you're coming down here in December, so I gotta throw this up.
There you go.
December
Thanks to Louie.
You're gonna be at the Infinity Toy and Comic Convention for the holiday Christmas one.
And don't forget your pants.
I won't.
Well, he doesn't get up from behind the table, so he's
See?
still good.
None of us have pants on. You didn't know that?
It's cool. You could just cosplay. Tell him you're Captain Underpants.
There you go. There you go.
Joe says it's the Aquaman he has in his classroom. That's cool.
That's cool.
I hope you want to have me shot in your classroom.
Yeah, thanks to Louis for inviting me to come to his show. I'm truly honored. You know, he's an amazing. Him and his family are just some amazing people. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had to yell at him because I'm like, how are we the last people to hear that you're doing a convention? And I got to hear from Lee from Living Dead that you're doing it before I hear it from you.
Yeah, I hope to stop in Lee's store too while I'm down there. So.
They'll love
Steve
it.
signed up for the news. Be emailing him this stuff. He wants to be the first one to know.
Exactly.
No. See, me and Louie, Lance and Louie look like this. Me and Louie like this too. Actually, Trish and Louie. I sit there, have fun with the rest of his family.
Become the boys.
Because Louie refuses to come on the show, Lance.
I know.
Refuses.
I know.
I don't want to be on the
So I
camera.
gotta ask, did you just feeling like an angry birdish kind of day today? You just woke up and you said, I'm gonna just wear this hat because there's a bird on my hat and I'm an angry bird today.
Well, did you feel like you were going to UA Academy today? So that's why you had to wear the hat?
No.
I felt like wearing my bow.
Exactly.
I have a whole UA cosplay outfit I could have put on if I was gonna do all that, man.
Man, I have a different hat for every day of a month. And on my show, I like to put on a different hat for each one. What's wrong?
Having technical difficulties.
Yeah, you're having a little bit. You might have to leave and come back in.
Yep.
And let's see. Boom. We got Ron says, congratulations on the big con appearance.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, it's like one of the only ones this year.
Exactly.
Gotta end 2020 off right.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, what's nice is us driving down there, and I can bring actually more artwork than flying, because flying you're only limited to so much stuff, and it's just like, you know, it's like I get two shows. Well, one show around here is SE Comic Con, and you know that's home for me, so I get to bring my big banner and all my stuff. And any place else is just like whatever the airline lets me take, and you know half the time I don't get my stuff from the airline. Let's not bring that story up. Huh?
Oh, and I love all your trips to Walmart because you have fun trips to Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah. At 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't buy Cedric in Pennsylvania at 3:00 in the morning. You cannot buy deodorant because it's law.
What?
But you can go to the gun and ammo section and buy shotgun shells off the shelf. But if you want deodorant, you have to go get somebody. They have to come down, unlock it so you can get some. Just saying.
What is this? Grand Theft Auto?
I had to go shopping at 3:00 in the morning because American Airlines lost all my bags. So, you know, that's what I learned in Walmart in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I was happy.
Christ.
And Joe says he was thinking about Lance in Walmart. So at least somebody was thinking about you.
Well,
When
there
I
you
go
go.
when I go to Walmart, I'm thinking, how fast can I get out of here?
I
Pretty
don't
much.
go anymore. You know, the family does all that. You know, I got in trouble for going up a Blue Arrow line or something. The arrows were on the floor. The lady's like, "You're going the wrong way." I'm like, "I'm freaking blind. You want me to get down on the floor and look and see which way the arrow's pointing?"
I hope she felt stupid.
I had someone say that to me in Food Lion one day or whatever. They were like, "Look, you got arrows. It says wrong way." I'm like, "I just need one thing on this aisle. You tell me I got to go all the way down that other aisle, come back to this aisle, and go back down that aisle." I was like, "Nobody's got time for that."
Exactly. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, the nicest store in the world, and I got busted by the line police at Publix.
Busted by the line police.
Yeah, nobody in the damn aisle except for him So I do the same thing. I'm not going to go all the way around just to come in the aisle. I go down. He's like, we have arrows pointing that way. I looked down and said, yep, you do. I kept on going.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, tell her to come on. Say hi.
It's the puppy.
Very handsome. Very handsome. Mom said he was lost. He had to come up and visit. Huh.
Aww.
Can I
My-
have the blanket? See the
Breaking
blanket
news.
anyway?
The puppy has stolen the show.
Yeah, exactly. Say, I'm
My-
Pluto. Say, hey, Pluto.
Mine has a bed right next to my chair now. So
He's so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, he's, do I? No?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
no.
I'll hold him.
for a regular.
Okay.
now
sit down.
I heard he's coming down to the show also.
Yep,
Yeah.
I got
Ooh,
it.
I'm so excited.
So I know where
Yeah.
Trish is going to be taking all the pictures.
Yeah, he, I asked, that was one of the things me asking Louis. I said, he's an emotional support animal because of me losing my other one. And, I don't go any place without him. And obviously he's having a fit downstairs because I wasn't downstairs. So Mom brought him up here. Yeah.
Oh.
See, Mom brought him up here. Say hello.
There we go.
Here you go.
Sorry,
Handsome guy.
Cedric, I had to throw you down with me.
Who are you people? What are you doing to me?
Come on, sit down.
We have
Yeah.
a miniature.
We have a miniature doxy.
Really?
Yeah.
How much do they weigh? Do they weigh?
What at the most around 10 pounds.
Yeah. He's about 12, 13, but his dad was big too. So, and he knows I got an eye problem because he's always kissing my eyes.
Yeah,
Aw.
just like that.
He's like, yeah, just like that. He's like, I know something's wrong with Dad's eyes. So, but
Well,
yeah, his dad was big. He's 13 pounds. His dad was big. So, he's
Well,
a bigger
Trish-
mini too.
Trish's dog is an old man. He's around 11, 12 years old.
Uh,
And we've had him since he was 6 months.
wow. Yeah, I
Yeah.
lost mine. He was 15. So,
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah, I carry a little rock in my pocket that was cut, looks in the shape of a heart, and it's got a picture of a dachshund. Somebody laser cut into the rock. I carry that with me everywhere I go. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Ron says, what an affectionate dog. Very cute.
Yeah, he's fresh.
Hey, he knows where his bread's buttered.
Yeah. Huh. So,
That boy.
settle down. Settle down.
Hey, get out.
Hey,
Evo, get
hey,
out of
hey, hey, hey. Hey, I'm
He's
pulling,
like,
you're
Dad, I
pulling
want
up.
to hear too.
Yeah. He's like, I'm pulling out microphone. He's like, what you got in your ear, Dad? But yeah, he's something else, he sits with me while I draw.
What's his name?
Pluto.
Pluto.
Well,
Yeah.
I know, but I was letting him say it, Trish.
If you can see, he's got a Mickey Mouse. You'll be able to see him at the show. He's got a little Mickey Mouse profile on his back. So
Cool.
it's pretty cute. Yeah.
Get him some ears like you.
There you go. See, you got little ears behind me. He's drawing
Yeah.
boobies too. He
So
doesn't have
They got,
pants on,
they got
Cedric.
those little booby outfits for dogs. You like go on the road or whatever with just the boobs and a little dress. You can
See,
put
there you
Mickey
go.
Mouse ears.
Hmm.
Dog has boobies too.
He doesn't have pants on, Cedric. Just saying.
Now, when you're down here, you gonna stop by your favorite place?
No,
What's the favorite?
no, not this year. Not yet. I'm not wearing a mask in my happy place.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, it's not welcome home for me for that. That's for sure.
Ron says in Mickey Mouse voice, "Oh boy, Pluto." No, that's not Mickey Mouse. So
Oh boy, Pluto!
there you go.
Oh boy, Pluto! Huh. Yeah, but now, Cedric didn't know, but I literally we were at Disney for New Year's, and I was
Yeah.
drawing. I was on the back. We were in the back of the castle, and I had my notepad, and I was just drawing. They were watching fireworks, and I can't see fireworks because it affects
Yeah.
my eyes so much that I can't see it. So I was drawing at Disney.
You just draw your own fireworks and be like, yeah,
Yeah.
those are very beautiful.
Yeah. Wow. You had pants on. What is Steve saying? He's like
I
lip
don't know.
syncing.
He always mutes himself when he wants to trash talk us.
Oh,
Oh
that's
yeah,
what he wants to
only
do.
for
Okay.
Cedric.
Too bad I can't read lips.
Yeah,
Right?
I know you can't see because your magnifying glass ain't up there. There you go. Now, when I gotta talk behind the scenes, I always mute before I talk to Trish.
No worries. No worries. I don't need
Yeah.
your butt in my face. Sir.
That's what she said. Oh,
Wow. Wow.
so now you heard Cedric. We're gonna go back into some of Lance's background. Yeah, one of the dogs just farted. That's just nasty.
Nope.
That's nasty. You just put yourself in, Trish.
I know I did. I was throwing him Evo.
Oh,
So cute.
Oh, jeez.
he's all gray. He's all gray.
Wow.
He didn't
He's awesome.
I didn't.
Awesome.
There
You
you
got to
go.
bring him.
Okay.
Oh no, he
Gotta bring
pisses all over everything. He don't get
Oh.
trips.
No.
Clash of the puppies.
Okay, take me out. Okay.
Yeah, I did. Okay. Roland Man said, "Sup, y'all? Hey, Roland.
What's up,
Roland is with Silverline Comics, and he will have his spotlight on. Well, I think it's the 15th in 2 weeks.
Yep.
So he'll be back on. Yeah, but we don't talk about that. This is Lance's birthday, not Roland's.
It's my
You
birthday.
always got to talk about everybody's birthdays.
Oh no. If you're not on my show, I don't talk about your birthday. and then Ron says, "What's your next con after the one in December, Lance?"
SC Comic Con here. I think it's March. Yeah. And then hopefully I'll go to Tom's show in Daytona. Tom Rupp.
How many days is SC Comic Con?
It's two, just Saturday
2 days.
and Sunday. Yeah. It's a good
might
show.
have to come out there.
It's a good
It's
show.
not too far from us.
Roland said he did the Pikeview Comic Con, and it was a great show.
I don't know where's that at.
and then Roland's like, "Oh, happy birthday, Lance." It's not Lance's birthday, but hey, happy birthday anyways.
It's my birthday! Yay!
Hey, every time you go out to a restaurant, it's your birthday, you get free cake. Okay, so
Okay.
if you go
Everybody loves free cake.
if you go to the Longhorn, you just get a free dessert. You can get
there you go.
expensive 2-people one too.
Oh,
Let them
look
pet
at
the
that.
puppy,
Two
and you
people
might be able to get a larger piece of cake.
Yeah. What's Roland doing today? Roland does.
Roland is having one day off of the week of not doing a show because he respects me not to do a show on the same night as me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the
I've never met Roland.
And then he's like, "Oh yeah, bum. You said it was his birthday." No, I said we would celebrate Lance's birthday because Cedric was wishing you a happy birthday, and I said not on
I
Lance.
already wished him a happy birthday. I was just throwing it out there that hey, it was his birthday the other day. That's all I was doing.
Sucker!
I know. What a kiss ass, huh? Look, we're on Lance's show, but Roland, I hope you had a good birthday, Roland. Hey, remember me?
Screw you, Steve.
Is that what he said? But we couldn't see it because you wouldn't let it pop up.
Like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
cut off for tonight. Put him down. No more.
Oh no, man. And let's see. Ron says, "Have you thought about Retrorama Comic Con in Jackson, Florida? They are having a pop-up con in February. How about Lake Collecticon sometime in June in Leesburg? Sometimes Orlando, depending on the venue change." Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Retrorama Comic Con really would not be a Lance thing, I don't think. The one up in Jacksonville. because that one's more of a really, really small.
Is that the
one up at the conference center?
that has all the retro toys?
Yeah, and then Roland also says, yeah, Lance and I met briefly at some smaller show, very briefly. You guys were at the same show at Infinity Toy and Comic Con in Kissimmee, Roland. I interviewed both of you.
But see, that's the whole thing. Artists and everybody never get to talk.
Roland talks. Roland loves to talk.
Everybody.
And then Roland says, I did have a good birthday. Thank y'all. And all I said, Roland, is we'll talk about that in 2 weeks when it's your show, not on Lance's show. It's not all about Roland today. You have Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Tuesday for that.
Rolling.
Every time I look at my phone, it says Silverline is live now, and I'm just like, wow, they do a lot.
And if you go over there, half the time Roland's not even there. It's everybody else.
I know.
Too funny. But yeah, that's the whole thing. I mean, Tom introduced me to Bud Root, and I ended up doing 4 covers for Bud and net for Cave Woman Comics. And all these shows I've been at, I've never got to meet Bud. And we literally sat, 2 or 3 people down from each other. If you're not sitting beside each other, you don't usually meet that many people, that's my biggest thing is, and then people will look at me and they like, well, I waved to you in the hallway after we were talking, and I'm like, I didn't see you and waved to me in the hallway.
Because you look at him
I'm stuck up.
I didn't see you. I'm blind, bitch. Yeah. Don't you know that about me?
I mean, when I was cycling, you had people later on in life, they come up to you and like, hey, Lance, how's it going? And I'm like, my wife would be like, who's that? And I'm like, I ain't got a clue. But now people that know me will come up to me at the show and say, hey, Lance, it's Robert, or hey, Lance, or once I get your voice down, like Tom's or Louie's or yours or Trish, I know you guys' voice. But most people, I won't ever pick it up because I'm not around them enough,
So I need to go in December, go up, hey, Lance, how you doing?
I still know it's you.
Hey, I'm going to take a shower.
Now it's going to test you.
And then we put on there, happy birthday, Roland, from Trish and not Steve, just saying. And then Roland, LOL, I mostly talk to those who are beside me at the show. If they're out of eye shot at the table, I tend not to see.
Yeah, see?
Okay, so how much do you like to talk, Lance? You like to talk a lot?
I always talk.
Because in December, I'm going to go introduce you to Roland, and that's the end of your show right there. You're not going to sell nothing. You're
Don't
done.
forget the GoPro.
We need to
not forget the GoPro.
Put Roland right next to him.
Okay.
And then we're good.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll talk to Louie about setting you right next to Roland.
There you go.
Then you don't got to get up.
They don't have to get up, see? But that's the whole thing. I mean, that's how I met John Boy. I mean, I never would have met Rich Rivera if it wasn't for a couple that sells comics, and they brought me over to meet Rich, And it's just that you tend to only meet the people that are beside you, because if it's a one-day show, you come in, you set up, you do your stuff, you hustle your artwork, and then you leave, And usually a 2 or 3 day show, you get to meet more people,
Oh, yeah. Okay. Ron is saying Lake Collecticon is a bigger show. Yeah, Greg's show is a bigger show. Sometimes it's at a mall in Leesburg. That's mostly where the Lake Collecticon is going to be from now on. He has a sweet deal with the Leesburg Square Mall. Ron's hoping to go there again. Retrorama is pretty small, but he's going. It is at the Ramada Inn and Conference Center, which I was telling you. In the Mandarin area of Jax, Florida. The pop-up one for Retro has free admission. Yeah, it has free admission. I was going to let you know, because a lot of conventions go up there. It's usually on a Sunday morning, and you just have to fight for parking with all the guests at that one.
So
and then
what's your top 5 favorite cover arts that you've ever done?
You got to wait, Cedric. We're still going through some comments over here.
Okay.
And I was starting into another story before all that. Because remember, we got to finish his life story going on. Roland says he feels picked on. Sad face.
Sad. Don't be sad, Roland.
And he do Lake Collecticon pretty much every time. Yes, you do. And we did an interview with him at the last one with him and his daughter, the actress, Brittany. And she didn't know she was going to be doing the interview.
No, she did.
Okay, before we get to your question there, Cedric, I want to go back to what I was trying to get at. Now, back to you were adopted as a child.
Yes, sir.
What happened a few years later, like many years later, that was really awesome in your life?
Back, it's been 4 years now since I've met you all. I think
5.
5.
I think it's 5.
I think it's 5. Yeah.
Because we met you at Daytona. I don't know. We started this about 5 to 6 years ago, and I believe I can't remember what year you were at that Daytona.
Yeah. So
welcome to the Fivers, Lance. I'm a Fiver.
Exactly.
Too.
See. So basically, I put in something on Ancestry, and I was racing at the time, and got an email. Probably looked at it, said Ancestry, and just deleted it. And then one of the last times I came home from racing nationals, I had an email from Ancestry, and I'm like, oh, let me read it. And I went through and I read it, and I had a lady ask me a couple of questions about my dad's death date. And she goes, well, it's wrong. And I'm like, well, this is what I was told since I was a kid. This is the day he passed away. And she started asking me a million questions, and she goes, we've been looking for you since 1981. And this was 2015, let's just say 2015. So
Wow.
My real dad had a twin sister, which I never knew. My real dad's name was Paul, and his twin sister name was Paula. And she's the offspring of Paula. So, and I'm the offspring of Paul. So she lives in Orlando, Lake Mary, and changed my life because, I didn't think I had any family. And she's like, we've been looking for you since 1981, since your father passed away. Because I never knew my real dad. I had a couple pictures and that was it. So everybody saw in my artwork in that 1 year how quick it had changed from me just having my heart opened up to being like, wow, I have family, and then to come to find out when we go up north to see my cousins, all of my cousins' friends are like, why is Lance here? And they're like, because he's my cousin. They're all like, since when? Because they all knew me from roller skating. Because I was always at the roller skating rink. If I wasn't riding a bicycle or a motorcycle, I was roller skating or ice skating. Something to escape life, escape a disability. Because on roller skates, no one knew I had a problem,
Yeah.
So, but, this whole thing with Melissa, you look at her and you think we were brother and sister because we were both off of a twin. But what's really strange is my real name was Paul. And when they adopted me, they changed it completely. That's why they couldn't find me. So that's been the adoption part of it. If anybody ever wants to find out anything, it's great to do Ancestry, just for that fact that, you might have a lost loved one or relative that you never knew about. Yeah. And come to find out, our family does. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to find out I'm related to Lance. There you go.
See, there you go. You never know. You never know. I mean, my last name is Palmer. I don't
might be related to me.
See? I'm not on a wanted poster, though.
Well, see, I'd be related to Lance because I like boobies too. So, I mean.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, let's hit a couple comments and then we can go over to Cedric's question.
Whatever you do is close.
Ron put in there, Lance and I come from South Carolina to cons. I was just trying to think of other Florida ones for him. And I wasn't trying to besmirch the ones that you were saying. I just, there's certain cons I wouldn't recommend to come down because I don't think you're going to get the coverage or the attendance that you would deserve to actually come down.
For the cost of the travel.
Yeah, cost of the travel. I don't.
Not worth it. It's not worth it. Con man knows best.
Well, that's it. I
Well-
mean, like some of the shows, like I've been to Philadelphia a couple times, and they paid for my hotel and my table, but I didn't get airfare, so I was still out $500, $600 right there. And how many prints do you have to make to get your money back? Or how much artwork do you have to sell? And you have to weigh the pros and the cons with all that stuff, because if I got $1,500, I've been to a show that it cost me $1,500 to get to back when I started. And I was like, come home, and my wife's like, well, how much money did you make? And I'm like, $100. But I made connections that later on paid off, that I got that money back. But it took a year and a half to get to recoup that money from the connections that I made.
It's always a risk being taken sometimes, because I mean, it's not a guaranteed thing that you're gonna make 30 prints and sell 30 prints, because you got so many other competitors in the same area. So,
well, and then you got print pirates, but don't let me started on that. Okay.
Well, and to rebuttal you, Cedric, I am the con guru in Florida, because me and Trish go to every con that's out here, so we know what's good for us. We know what's good for a lot of the
I've been
artists.
following y'all for a very long time, so I know.
Oh, I know, but we get asked all the time from people, is this a con that I should come to? And we'll be very honest. Like, oh, no, this one's more toy heavy. It's not really this one. Oh, this one you'd make a killing at,
To me, it's not really as much as making a killing as I love the connections. I love being able to talk to people. I mean, I would rather do a show that, I didn't have any cost in now, but, I could still just sit there and have people sit down. I mean, I had a show in North Carolina that I literally helped a young man that was going to art school. And I heard him go down the line with all these other artists, and they're all like, oh, yeah, that's really good. Blah, blah, blah. He came to me, and I literally sat him down, and we had an art lesson. Because, I was asked to teach, like I said, I was asked to teach at Penn State when I was still in high school. And I turned it down. And,
so what show is this?
What show was this?
Yeah.
Penn State College.
No, he's asking what show you were at with the kid.
This Charlotte Charlotte Comic Con. It's like in a hotel. It's in Charlotte.
I've heard.
But the little kid, literally came back like 4 months later when the next show was, and he had his whole portfolio was different, and you could see the growth in his portfolio, and you could see that he listened, and he came back and he goes, I just came back to this show, and his mom was there with him, because this is a young kid. His mom was there with him, and he goes, he wanted to come back just to tell you something. And I said, what's that? He goes, Mr. Footer? I said, yes. He goes, I just want to say thank you. And I literally, tears in my eyes, I was like, wow, no one's ever said that to me, for helping.
Awesome.
Because I have a different perspective on drawing than everybody else. I have to do it in a different structured way. I get a lot of times people are like, well, you look like Campbell. I had to look up who Campbell was. The other day I got, well, that looks like Mike DeBaffo. I had to look up who Mike DeBaffo was, because I don't sit there and I watch everybody else's stuff. I find stuff that I like and I think's cute, and I draw it my own way and I structure it. So many people, I could show you artwork that's published that you would be like, after I went through and I showed you what's wrong with it, you'd be like, how the hell did I get published?
Right.
Because they don't know how to structure anything, or the head's too big, the head's too small. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I can show you I showed a little girl one day how to draw a hand, and she was drawing hands. She's like, I can't draw hands. Hands are so hard. I showed her in about less than 2 minutes on how to draw a hand, and she picked it up like that. And it's stuff like that I like the smaller shows. But if I can get in for free and I don't have any cost to it, it's a different story, But if I got $1,500 in it, I'm going to try to sell artwork,
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Roland, we're going to go back over to the comments real quick. Roland says, I don't think I've ever done a show in South Carolina. Would love to get up there sometime.
Come on up, Roland.
And then Ron says, Roland, man, this is to Roland. Soda City Comic Con is in Columbia, South Carolina. It's pretty big at the in Charleston, but he doesn't go to those. Lance mentioned one in Greenville, I think, South Carolina Con.
Yeah. SC Comic Con's bigger than all of those.
You always got Galaxy Con in Raleigh too.
Yeah.
Roland Mann says, please, Lance, go off on Print Pirates.
Exactly.
Ready the cannons.
Exactly. Print Pirates.
And before you go off on the Print Pirates, Ron says, I give all respect to you guys for knowing the places to go in Florida. I know what you mean about the ins and outs of picking cons. You guys keep breaking up now, and it's probably on his end. He may have to go. Well, Ron, we don't want to see you go, but if you have to, take it easy, and we will talk. Because I know at some point Trish wants to get you on the show. So that she'll be getting hold of you at some point to get you onto the show. Okay, and now go off on Print Pirates.
Because Roland said so.
Yeah, well, it's Roland's show. It's everybody else's show but mine, so come on.
Well, you know when you go to a show and you see these guys and they got like a wall of prints and they're like total saturation of color. And, you know, you can tell them when you look at them. When you go to a show and there's one person there and they've got freaking walls and walls of prints and they're not even the artist. And they sit there and, you know, they've got 20 different Harley Quinns or 20 different Wonder Womans. Well, these people are stealing that artwork from people, pulling it off DeviantArt, pulling it off this, pulling it off Google, pulling it off any place. They're stealing artwork. And, you know, people, I was literally at a show. I don't want to say his name, but somebody that worked for Black Panther like I did, right? And I'm like, do you know who's down there that you could go get a print from him instead of buying it from this guy? I said, all that artwork stolen from overseas. Well, I even called the people that were overseas, and they're like, well, we have people over there selling our artwork. No, they don't. They're not getting the money for it because you see these people hand over fist taking money and money and money, and you know it's not going back to these other people. And then I'm sitting there at a show, one of the last shows I was at in AmazeCon in Delaware or Philly or somewhere up there, right? And I'm in between a guy that's selling people's prints for him that he literally is, you know, he bought the prints from the people, like he asked me to do it, but I didn't do it. But in between us is a print pirate. And he's got prints for $10. Now, they're showing shitty-ass paper. People don't realize it. People don't realize that they're just stealing this stuff, you know. And
don't mind the watermark in the corner.
Yeah, you literally go up to the person and say, "Are you the artist?" And they say, "No, I sell the artist stuff." Okay, sure, whatever. But these people are stealing artwork off of Google or off of anywhere, and they're bringing them to shows. And when they come in and they got a stack of prints like this, and it's just one freaking thing of Harley Quinn, and then they got another box and another box. It's all stolen artwork. And it's such a shame because the consumer does not know that it's stolen, you know. And it's hard for me, especially if I got to sit beside one of them. I'm like,
well,
especially when they have like 50. Especially when they have like 50 prints, all by different artists, because they have the freaking artist little signature in the corner, and it's just like, well, there's no way you did any of this, dude. Like,
but
it's selling art for 50 different artists.
3
for $10. It's like my prints are anywhere from $10 to $20, and it's just like,
but see where you said the consumer doesn't know. The consumer knows. The consumer goes, okay, I can get this for 3 for $10 or $10. I'm going to go for the 3 for $10. I get to go home with 3 things.
Right.
The consumer knows. The consumer just acts ignorant.
Yeah.
And that was stolen artwork. I didn't know that. Really, because the guy who did it is right around the corner.
Yeah. Exactly.
Me and Trish literally at one of the conventions down in Tampa we're sitting there and we're like, man, that looks like Steve's artwork.
Yeah.
It's like one of our artist friends. And it's like, because you guys know I collect art. I know everybody's little styles. And I'm sitting there, it's like, man, this really looks like Steve's artwork. And we go down a few aisles and over, and I'm like, do you know this guy over here? Because it looks like your artwork. He went over there, and it was his fucking artwork. They stole his artwork.
Yeah.
And it's
I
like,
was at a show, and somebody goes, hey, this Snow White that you have right here, which was Ivy, back when I was drawing Ivy, Yvette, and when I drew her as Snow White, they had her on a magnet for your refrigerator. And I was at the show, and I'm like, I ride bicycles, right? I ride usually. I have a lawyer friend, I have a judge friend, I have a nurse, I have a state trooper. I have it all when I go and ride, right? I'm like, I will find this person, I will prosecute this person, I will have my lawyer will pay. You will be paying my lawyer by the time this is all said and done, because I'm going to have the photographer and the model all sue that person. Don't mess with my artwork because you're going to get bit. That's the whole thing. And we went around the show, and we tried to find whoever had the magnet there and couldn't find it. But I know they're still out there,
I went to this
but I can't find that person.
I went to this con one time, and I don't know how often it happens at cons or whatnot. This was actually the first time I ever saw it, but there was these two artists sitting beside each other, and the one guy had a bunch of like drawn out prints, and then he had a bunch of other people's prints that he was selling. He pulled out his sketch pad, and the artist that was sitting beside him, he was like copying the dude's art hanging on his wall behind him, and then trying to sell literally identical art to the artist beside him, and then putting his own signature on it and then trying to sell it. And I called him out on it or whatever, and I was just like, dude, that's pretty effed up or whatever that you're gonna sit there and do something like that. Dude tried to fight me and argue with me and all that. I was like, I ain't got time for it. I was like, I'm just letting you know that's pretty messed up. You shouldn't be copying someone else's art, trying to sell it to make a profit, just putting your signature on it like that.
Well,
that's
see,
pretty
digitally now it's so easy because all you got to do is take a photo, go in, lower the opacity, and draw right over it. And so many people are doing that too. And it's just like, how can you get away with this? Yes, us as artists, if we're drawing Harley Quinn, it's taken away, but it's our own interruption of Harley Quinn. It's not something that you Googled the image and then onion skinned it and carved it over it. It's
I like original art, and I like digital art, but the only digital art prints that I'll get are from that specific artist himself. Like I just don't go buy art prints from online or whatever and not really know what I get. Like I actually know the artist I'm getting it from. So that's the only reason I get digital and original.
Right. And that's usually me. I mean, I'll take my, if I love the sketchbook cover or I love the concept before it went to a sketchbook cover, because I draw all my concepts, all my rough sketches are drawn before I put it on a sketchbook cover. So there's always a concept behind everything. And you get to see all the freaking structure lines and everything, And if I like it from there, I'll take a photo of it and I'll put it on my computer and I'll redraw it. But now I'm tracing my own artwork,
Exactly.
But these people are just blow me away on,
Yeah.
I've seen famous people do it too, just to save time.
Yeah.
Just to save time.
Well, let's go to the comments real quick before we go over to Cedric's segment.
Yeah,
take your time. I'm not in no rush.
Kelsey, our daughter, says, hey, she was on for a couple minutes. She's at work tonight.
Hey, so Kelsey.
She wanted to make sure she said hey to you, Lance.
Hey, kiddo.
And then Ron says, con and festival coordinators definitely need to know that there are different tiers of what vendors can afford, etc. I have had cons give me free tables as a guest author. I have had fan festivals provide a free table, room, and even food for me. However, some cons want to charge artists and authors the same that they do big toy vendors or big stores. The author and artist alley format needs to be considered at most cons, and the price needs to be lower for other vendors if the artist. And I didn't get much more. And then Roland says, yeah, it's really hard to keep your mouth shut around them, the print pirates.
Exactly.
The digital video has improved on this end. Thanks. And we got Tammy. Those are the same people that copied other people's homework. Do your own work.
Exactly.
What's going on, Tammy?
And then Pirates. Ron says Pirates should be in Disney rides and Adventureland and films, not at cons. Well, what about the cosplayers, Ron? Got cosplayers.
Nope, they're not welcome.
You can't say that because now the cosplayers are what keep the cons alive these days.
I was just talking about people dressed as pirates. Cosplayers
Exactly.
are fine. Pirates,
No.
Their cosplay has been weird.
No, I want pirates. The furries can stay away. Pirates, yes.
Oh yeah.
Furries. It's a
A
no
pirate,
furry zone.
you're furry. A pirate furry.
Oh,
No,
Furry.
thank you.
Rise of the Furries.
and he's like, you know what I meant. I know. Tammy says, hi, Cedric. I got to hang out with Tammy last weekend. It was a great time. Hey, go. Let me show Cedric what I got from Tammy.
Hanging out with the horror sculptor on Halloween.
Oh, did you just call her a whore?
What?
No,
That's all
I
I
said
heard.
whore. I didn't call her a whore. I said whore.
I didn't say whore. I said whore. Man. Okay,
Tammy, he has no pants
Who
on.
asked
So
if I
excuse
could
him.
Well, you
Tammy, I'm the only one that has pants on right now. The only one.
but you know what? Tammy knows how to make a body blend into artwork.
Tammy's my good friend too.
See,
Yeah.
This is what I got from Tammy. My poison apple.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
It's Cinderella's poison apple, Lance.
That's
But
awesome.
you
That's
haven't
awesome.
got hungry enough to eat it yet, have you?
Nah, it sits up there. I'm on right underneath my TV. She did these a few years back, and I fell in love with these. But she
That's
always
awesome.
sold out before I could get it.
That's
So
awesome.
she actually, yep, she when she found out I was going up there for the weekend, she went all over town looking for apples, and nobody had apples. So she finally found one in like a back closet. And Tammy's laughing at you since you called her a whore.
I did not call you that, Tammy. I'm sorry.
It's on video, man. You can't.
Twice.
I didn't say whore. I said whore.
Yeah.
And then you got Ron, who says, actually, go ahead and take a bite. Man, Ron, I thought we were better than that. So I got to think twice about Trish wanting you on the show now.
Yeah, right?
Next, you're about to see the picture behind Lance just slap him in the head, like, get off my boobies.
Okay. Let's jump over to Cedric's segment because just like
Cedric's a whore.
Yeah. Okay, and he's drinking no more spinach drink for you.
I'm definitely clean.
Well, Lance would never know. He can't smell.
Exactly.
Okay. What was I saying? Oh, we got to do
Cedric show.
Yep, Cedric's segment because just like the game he's going to be reviewing, it got pushed back. His segment got pushed back. So, and let's see, Ron said, what was wrong with the poison apple reference? Telling me to take a bite. I ain't got to take a bite of the poison apple. Okay. And then Ron smiles, and then Tammy laughs. And if you're ready there, Mr. Cedric, I'm going to do your intro.
Yep. Let's get it. going on, everybody? Welcome to the show tonight. And this is the Weekend Geek with Cedric. And we're going to be diving into the world of Cyberpunk 2077. Was supposed to come out in November 19th, but it got pushed back until December 10th. There's a slight hope that the game's not going to release in 2020 the way this year's going, and we may not even be able to play it until 2021. Well, but if you've ever played The Witcher or any other Witcher franchise game, CD Projekt Red, the game creators, is coming out with a dystopian cyberpunk world game called Cyberpunk 2077, based off of the old role-playing game, tabletop role-playing game, Cyberpunk 2020. And it is set to launch in December. It's going to be on all platforms of Gameage, PC, PS4, PS5, Series X, Xbox One, and Google Stadia that launched earlier this year. And with the game, just like The Witcher, it's an action RPG open world first-person shooter game, and takes place in the world 2077.
Okay.
With the game, you will have various amounts of story and gameplay going on that's going to far differ than The Witcher's gameplay. You have 3 different life paths that you're going to be able to perform in this game, which plays out the 3 very different stories. The life paths that you'll be able to choose for your male V or female V character is Nomad, Street Kid, or Corpo. Now, with these 3 life paths, if I'm going to explain them just a little bit to y'all, Nomad is pretty much living in the desert style of this world in Night City. You're basically going to be living outside of the city, starting your life from the bottom of the totem pole. The weapons that you'll be able to choose when you're playing as Nomad at first aren't going to be that tech or advanced. They're going to be basically live ammo weapons. And you're basically going to be living in the country, like I said, bottom of the bottom. And you'll work your way to Night City to unravel the mysteries of the secret tech that you're set out to reclaim from Arasaka, one of the biggest weapons manufacturers of the game. It's basically the villains of the game from what I've been able to determine. Street Kid is the second life path you'll be able to play. And the playing as a street kid, you're going to start off in the streets of Night City, basically in the slums. And you're going to be able to encounter various different gangs playing as this life path. The story is going to be your origin story and playthrough story is going to differ from Nomad. And you're going to have a different set of arsenal weapons that you'll be able to use as far as cyberware, melee weapons, energy weapons, tech weapons, and the list keeps going on and on. Then the third life path that you'll be able to choose is Corpo, which is at the top of the Arasaka Corporation. Playing as Corpo, you're basically going to be the shot caller, and you find out about the secret tech that Arasaka is trying to basically destroy the world with. And you're going to have to basically cutthroat the Arasaka Corporation within the organization. Each life path is going to play out differently. You're going to have choices that you'll be able to make throughout the game. You're going to have choices that you're going to be able to play out that make the gameplay different and make how you live your life different. Also, there's going to be many districts that you get to travel through, playing as each different life path that you want to play as. You'll be able to go through all of Night City and outside Night City. As you can see on the map right there, you have the Watson District, the Westbrook District, the City Center, which is the center of Night City. It's the capital. Haywood, Santo Domingo, and Pacifica. Now, with all these different areas, it's basically like the projects all the way up to the high-end mansions in the hills. You're going to be able to have different missions, different things that you'll be able to perform within all the different areas. You're going to be able to experience a lot more with the games as far as in the Westbrook district. You'll have like Maelstrom, Animals, Voodoo Boys. You'll have Sixth Street, the Mox, Tiger Claws, Valentinos, and the Wraith Outlaws that are basically trying to claim the different territories. And with all these gangs in the game, you would think that you'd be able to, oh, well, can I join a gang? Or I want to be a part of the Animals, the Voodoo Boys, because the Voodoo Boys are a special gang that basically hack the system. They're called net runners. And they use the brain dance technology embedded into their brains to hack into system softwares, fill weapon routes and vehicles and sell them on the black market. But you're not going to be able to join any of the gangs, but you will be able to pledge your allegiance to certain gang quests in the game that will build different that will basically build different I can't think of the word. I blame you, Steve. You got into my head. Without saying nothing, you got into my head. Anyways, there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be many different gangs that you'll be able to do certain things with and team up with to take down people and organizations. You'll be able to do basically everything that you can do in The Witcher, but in the future. You'll be able to drink, play card games. You'll be able to live your life the way that you want to live your life, but buying houses, buying cars, or just anything you could want out of a futuristic dystopian world game. Well, another thing about the game that's going to basically be shown in the trailer is a lot of people are hyped about this because it has Keanu Reeves in it. Obviously, if somebody puts Keanu Reeves in something, the whole world's going to freak out about it because it's Keanu Reeves. But his character is played by Johnny Silverhand, who is the lead guitarist and singer to a band in the game called Samurai. Now, I'm not sure how Samurai is going to play out with the story of the game, but it's basically the only punk rock band in the game, and he has a main part in the game as far as helping you uncover the mysteries of this secret tech that the story is based on you stealing and getting control of. The band is actually portrayed by a European band called Refuse, and they have done all the music for the game. They have the album out now on Spotify, and you can go and listen to the tracks to get you hyped for the game if you're into that kind of style of music. Also, between now and the release date of Cyberpunk 2077, they are doing a Night City Wire webisode on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. They're set to do 5 episodes. They've already done 4, so they got 1 more episode left that breaks down a lot more of what CD Projekt Red and the team of Cyberpunk 2077 are adding to the game and basically giving you little hints at certain things. There's an episode on weapons, cars, customization, how far you'll be able to customize your character and your vehicles that you can get, and basically breaking out the entire world a lot more. And like I said, you can catch all that on Twitch and learn more about the wars that led up to the world becoming how it is in 2077. It all dates back to 2012, where the fourth corporate war started and basically reunified the world as we know it, and destroying villages, destroying people's cultures, and basically rebuilding it from the ground up. You'll also be able to have a romance feature with meeting certain characters. You'll be able to build romances with certain characters. I'm not sure how that's going to play out with the game, if it'll just be like you dating a character or they actually give you certain other life path missions that you can choose. It's also been said that during the playthrough of the game, you'll be able to change your life path later on if you want to switch life paths, but it will eliminate certain missions that you have unlocked or certain gear you're trying to get. As far as the loot system in the game, I know a lot of open world RPG games, they have a loot system. It's not going to be your average loot system of getting gear. Like you're going to complete quests to get this certain gear, but it's basically going to be set up kind of like Call of Duty in a way where you'll have different loadouts that you can equip. You can build your loadout and then switch between your edited loadouts. There's going to be many different combinations of combat that you can perform with. Like it's already been said that you're going to have cyberware equipped to your character to play through a lot of the game, which includes EMP detonators, mantis blades coming out of your arm. It's like dual swords coming out of your arms. And certain other hacking technology that you'll be able to do to uncover mysteries and solve puzzles within the game to unlock certain gear and all that. You're not going to be able to you'll be able to change your clothes, but the attributes and skills set to your clothes is only cosmetic. So you're not going to be able to find a jacket that's going to give you stronger hit points or damage points or nothing like that like you could in The Witcher. The map is 2 times the size of The Witcher 3's map, so it may look small in the picture that Steve showed y'all, but it's actually a pretty big map or whatever. And to go from one end of the map to the other, it's going to take probably about 2 hours if you're walking. If you're deciding to drive from one end of the map to the other, it'll probably take about 30 minutes. So it's constantly changing each day of the certain things that you'll be able to do. Like if you go and find this little old lady that you got to do a mission for, the next day in the game day, that mission won't be there anymore. So certain missions, you're going to want to just get them and save them to keep playing through or whatever, because you may want that weapon that lady was going to give you or craft or whatever. Like I said, the game's set to come out December 10th of 2020. But it's been delayed 4 times now. It was set to come out in April, and they've delayed it every other month. And it is ready to go for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, but they're still putting on the finishing touches for the game for PS5 and Xbox Series X that's set to release next week. So to end it off tonight, I'm going to have Steve pull up the first trailer to Cyberpunk 2077, just to give people who don't really know about it a little bit more insight of what the game is going to consist of. Thank y'all, and y'all have a good night.
I love this town, the city of endless opportunity. Ready to get your cherry popped? Yeah, come on!
City like any other, just bigger.
Nah, mano, not just any other city. Legends are born here.
The major leagues. We're only here because Dex is pulling the strings. Doubt that puts us in the same league as them.
But we are. They just don't know it yet. But if you got the cojones and you know how to use them, you can do damn near anything.
Unless you catch a bullet.
Even then, you go out with a bang, right?
You know, you can make heaps more eddies as a motivational speaker.
Yo, Mr. V, a pleasure.
So what's the gig, Dex? You meant to come out in one piece? How about we go over the plan?
There's this prototype tech, a biochip to be precise. Job's to grab it.
Guessing it belongs to a corp.
Arasaka.
We're robbing some heavy hitters.
Thought you could blackmail me, fucker?
High risk, high reward. First rule of the afterlife. Ka-ching, baby.
Goes without saying, we do this on the hush. Ideally, no bodies, not a one.
Sounds simple enough.
Need lead, assholes!
Is it gonna be dangerous?
Don't you worry, mi amor. We're bulletproof. Get your ass moving now!
What the fuck just happened in there?
Can't stop digging Night City.
Fucking major leagues. Happy now, Jackie?
Yep, that's fucking high! Time to bail!
Oh my god, we're so fucked.
Dex, what the fuck?
Can't risk it, V.
And you, who are you?
Fuck.
Okay, there's Cedric back. We're back. I'm just going to say one thing, Cedric, because I didn't say it during your review, because as you say, you already blamed me halfway through your thing. I didn't say anything. Futuristic Grand Theft Auto. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it does give that persona off, but you're not going to be able to play it in third person like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, you never know if they keep making changes before they push it.
They did announce that Netflix is actually working on an anime for it called, I think it's Cyberpunk Edge Runner, set to come out at the end of 2021, and they are going to do a Cyberpunk online. So it'll probably make it similar to GTA, where you'll be able to create your own character instead of playing the game-generated character. But I still feel like it's not going to release in December. I feel like they're going to make another announcement and say it's coming out next year.
Oh yeah, if they keep pushing it back this far, they'll probably push it back. Do it after the holidays. Oh, we couldn't make the deadline. You know how they deal. Not just them, but
the only reason they pushed it back is because they wanted it to be ready for the next gen console coming out next week, and they didn't have it fully ready. So
it's on the couch.
Is that
speaking
what
of
video games look like now?
Yeah.
What was that, Lance?
Is that what video games look like now?
Yeah, actually, no offense to this one, but it's like I've actually seen graphics a little better. I know this was an earlier trailer. I'm hoping the graphics get a little bit better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That trailer was released a couple months ago or whatever, but I couldn't the only updated trailers that I saw were basically the ones like breaking down the weapons and stuff like that. It wasn't like an actual story trailer, and that's the particular trailer I wanted to show. But the graphics are way much better now. I mean, that was before they delayed it the second time. So you can make jokes at me. I don't care.
No, we're not making jokes. You're not paying attention to what we're doing over here.
No, you got some jokes you want to say to me?
No, we're having our turtles pop up.
Oh.
See,
Cedric.
I have no pants
on. Does the turtle have pants on at least?
He's trying to tell you the turtle's coming up from where his pants were.
Oh. That's very unpleasant to see.
Okay. Cedric, Ron says, nice work, Cedric. And now Tammy has a question for Cedric. If you could choose 3 of the scariest creature type characters you'd like to see made into realistic props, he would say Steve, Lance, and Trish. Oh.
Well, that's a tough one. I would love to see Jeepers Creepers and probably Sam from Trick or Treat.
Well, you know she's done Sam.
Yeah, I know she's done that or whatever. I mean, that's one of my favorite characters. And my third one would probably have to be God, that's tough.
What?
My third one would probably have to be
your mother-in-law.
Yeah, that'd be terrifying.
See, there you go.
It'd probably have to be a Marvel character, and I'm gonna have to go with Carnage.
She's like, what about game characters? Think about your Resident Evils. You think about Resident Evil, Silent Hill, all those kind of things. What has scared the shit out of you in a video game? You couldn't get to the stacker.
Never really gotten scared by the characters in a video game.
Really?
Yeah. I cannot. Yeah, Tammy, I can honestly say I've never actually been like terrified of a character in a video game. If I'd have to just choose one, I can't choose 3, but I could probably choose one. There's this like creepy demonic witch looking girl in Resident Evil 7 Biohazard that chases you through this dark house right when you start the game, and that probably like almost gave me a heart attack one time. And yeah, that'd probably be about it. I mean, if I could see if I could see like some anime, like scary anime sculptors, I'd probably go with a few demonic anime characters that I like, but I can't think of nothing like horror related.
Pinhead? What is it? Horror related sculptures?
It's Yoda. I have the baby version of him. He's way over there though.
And Tammy's like, "Are you all turtle heading? You should have taken a bathroom break." No, Tammy, we're not. None of us are wearing pants except for Cedric. So you just seeing what's popping. You just seeing what's popping up.
I'm about to put y'all to shame.
Oh no, no.
Now see, that's awesome. That is awesome right there.
Where are they showing? Where's the cow?
Yeah, I'm putting y'all to shame right now. That's what's on my no pants.
Hey, it's no pants Lance.
Okay, and Tammy's laughing. So and yours has a bobblehead, Lance. yours wiggles back and forth.
Wow. That's no pants Lance to you.
Okay. We can change that. Let me go.
So you know what? You see these? You see these little guys?
The Nodkins,
This was a gift from Kathy Coleman, Holly from Land of the Lost. So this was a gift.
Awesome.
So that was a gift from Holly from Land of the Lost. That was a guest at a show that sat near me, and we ate together. Wow.
Oh my God. How big is that thing, man?
It is.
Jesus Christ,
I'm coming back.
That's what she said, Lance. That's what she said, Cedric.
No, hell no. That's what I say. Like, that's like half the size of Snorlax.
Oh yeah.
Giant Pikachu plus.
Yeah, I don't like to brag, man. But you want to know what? I picked that one up at Goodwill.
What? Speaking of Goodwill finds with Pokemon. Oh, go ahead.
I actually had to seatbelt that thing in the car because it was so big.
We went in Goodwill one day. Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, now we're talking helmets here.
I went to Goodwill.
Into the toy segment.
Me and Ashley went to Goodwill one day, and when we walked in there, we saw this. There was a 1990s vintage Charmander plush and a early 2000s giant Spyro plush, and I'm still in that helmet from you. I love that.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
See who's on my shirt? Somehow.
No, I can't. All I see is a gear.
There you go.
Oh, that's awesome. But
all right.
We walked into Goodwill, and there was a vintage Charmander plush in there from the 1990s and a Spyro plush, and they priced them for like $1.99 each. So we ended up getting those, but that's the only cool thing I've really ever found at Goodwill.
Wow. I found Star Wars stuff at Goodwill, and I'm like, that's coming home with me.
I found a few Star Wars things at Goodwill, but most of the Star Wars stuff I find it in a comic shop or a vintage toy shop.
Wow.
And like when we ended up going to Raleigh a few weeks ago, there was this one toy shop called Cro-Mag Toys, and they literally had the biggest Star Wars collection of vintage toys I've ever seen. They even had autographed lightsaber props used on the set of Star Wars, and I mean, those things were a fortune. But I mean, they were selling the figures so cheap, and a lot of those are worth a lot of money or whatever. But I mean, they just had so much Star Wars stuff. I just wanted to break the bank account to buy all of it, and I was like, nah, I need to be responsible.
Yeah, I'm friends with a guy that makes Star Wars props. One of the guys actually
Lucky?
created Yoda's lightsaber. You know?
Lucky?
I'm friends with somebody who makes Star Wars props too. So's Tammy.
Here's my E11. You see it?
Oh my God!
Stormtrooper E11.
That is beautiful.
I got
I gotta
Princess
go over
Leia's
there.
gun too, but I don't let it come out of the case.
Ron wants to know: is this the Goldbergs or Orlando Collector Deviants? And that's a really big head.
Okay.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Go like that. Cool.
I am offended by you, Cedric, calling 1990s vintage.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
I mean, it is. In my era, it is. I was born in '93, and I'm proud of it. Okay, I
You're
grew
a
up in an
baby.
awesome era.
You're a baby.
I could be a baby. I grew up in a
Big
great
baby.
era, in my opinion.
Yeah, big
93.
baby.
So you're 27, Cedric?
There we go.
28.
28.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just turned 28 in July. So
Poke your own eyes out.
I still can't hear nothing. I don't know how Iron Man does this shit.
dude, you need to integrate a Bluetooth headset inside of that thing.
That'd be cool.
That's what you need to do. That'd be awesome.
That's what the Bluetooth headphones are for.
Yeah.
I still swear I'm going to go into one of these places that say I have to wear a mask wearing this thing.
Oh, I've seen it. I saw a dude walk into Walmart one day wearing a fucking gorilla mask, and they were like, "Sir, you need to have a FDA face mask on." I was like, "What the hell is an FDA face mask?" Like, he's wearing a mask. His face is covered. Let him be Gorilla Man. Like,
I'd had to come back and got my Shrek donkey mask. I'm like, okay, now I got Shrek donkey mask.
Exactly. Yeah, they are. I've seen
those lightsabers at Walt Disney World are expensive.
I mean,
I've seen the ones at MegaCon expensive.
They're about $300 or $400 at Galaxy's Edge. But if you buy a Black Series effects lightsaber, you're spending roughly $200-300 on that. Also, the only difference is you get to build it yourself at Galaxy's Edge, so you're paying for that experience.
I'll be right back.
Which that's something that we're gonna do. Me and Ashley. That's gonna be like, that's probably gonna end up being our honeymoon, is going to Galaxy's Edge and building a lightsaber.
That's cool. Tammy put, I found a mini me in a spacesuit from Austin Powers and an M9 robot at Goodwill. I mean,
Nice.
every once in a while you can find something good at Goodwill.
Cool one from Goodwill.
Oh yeah,
you can show. Since we turn into a toy show, you can.
Yeah.
And then Ron is saying the Claw. The Claw is our leader. And then Cool Glasses Cedric.
thank you.
And
They
then
actually help me see better. They dim out the lights or whatever. That's why they got the yellow tint to them, because the bright lights hurt my eyes really bad.
And then he says, right, there's a bot building experience also at Galaxy's Edge. I don't know. I don't.
I want to build my own little droid. I would take them everywhere with me.
Okay.
Exactly.
This one's gonna be for Ron, Lance, and Tammy. I'm just gonna turn yours on.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
add
bring Trish into it. Let Trish be a part of it tonight, Steve.
See, look at that. The hell is that, Trish?
Hey,
That
Trish,
is
I missed you. Oh my goodness.
It's a doll in an Odie costume.
Oh my god, that is awesome. Ashley, come look at this real fast.
I'm not showing my face.
It's cool. You don't gotta show your face. You got a face mask.
You got to put it back up. So Ashley,
Trish, put it back up. It's a doll in an Opie
Odie
outfit. Odie, not Opie. Odie.
That's too freaking cute. How'd she find that outfit?
Where'd you get that at, Trish?
Goodwill. That's what we're talking about. Goodwill finds. That's one of her Goodwill finds.
Wow.
The whole
That's awesome.
the whole doll still showed the whole. It was still in the box.
Wow.
Wow.
Danbury mint.
And it's Danbury mint and that whole 9 yards. And
Nice.
then Ron
It's
says
always
droids, I should say. And then Tammy says cool. And Goodwill is like a treasure hunt. And then Ron's like, Ziggy turns into Odie when he gets around my aunt's cat, and the cat acts just like Garfield. Must like lasagna and hate Mondays.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
Trish out of it.
here's I told you I was friends with a guy that makes Star Wars props, right? Here is my lightsaber. Okay. This each piece is handcrafted out of bullet aluminum. So I have
awesome.
a real lightsaber.
That's awesome.
I have a plastic one from Dollar Tree.
If that guy saw me holding it.
You see this thing right here beside my computer monitor? Little lightsaber thing. You don't see it?
Yeah.
I can't really pull it up.
Yeah, he's blind,
see it.
Cedric.
I see it.
This is
I'm
just
using
the
my magnifying.
Cedric.
This is the only lightsaber that I have. I know he is.
Well, then why you keep asking if he sees it?
Mine's is just a desk lamp.
That's what she said too.
Yeah.
It's genetics. I mean,
yeah.
Lance has a cooler lightsaber than you.
One, and I got the little cheap replica desk lamp one.
This is the first girl that let me draw her. You see that?
Oops.
So that was pre-Ivy days.
And you married her, right? That was the one you married.
No.
I'm joking.
That's
now,
Victoria.
Like on a day-to-day basis, on average, do you only draw female characters, or do you ever get commissions to do like male characters or anything like that?
I've worked on a comic book called The Eagle, which is a male character, and it came out last year. But I do not like to draw guys, and when I usually draw a guy, like I'll have a little Batman or Spider-Man somewhere, somebody usually buys it instantly because they know I don't draw guys. It's just not. Guys aren't sexy to me.
That's kind of a good thing, I guess.
Do you do like? Do you only do like superhero inspiration characters, or do you do like anime inspiration female characters too? Or
I've done Diva. Isn't she anime, or is she just a video game?
She's a video game, Overwatch.
There's the Halloween inspired one from Grimm Fairytales. There's I Dream of Genie.
Yeah.
He does a lot different. As long as they have boobs, he draws them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's.
I'm just saying, anime girls, they definitely got boobs. It's plenty of boobage for you, man.
See, there's his.
But yeah, that was my pinup stuff that I did for a magazine. They gave me 10 days to do 4 of those pieces.
Wow.
So it was pretty. I was like, I'm not going to work, And it wasn't long after I got published in that magazine. I got my name on the front cover. It was a global magazine. For that magazine, I'm actually friends with 2 Playboy Playmates, which is incredible. I have a lot of more female friends than male friends, and you get a lot of people that ask you to draw you, and it's just like, right now I don't have time to, I guess that's a good thing.
Okay, let's go over here. Ron says that lightsaber is amazing, Lance.
Thank you.
And Tammy says, got to play whose is bigger. And she's talking about lightsabers.
Oh,
The
okay.
lightsaber put the eye out.
But she does know that we're not wearing anything, no pants. So there, we go back.
Go back to the turtles.
And then we got Ron. That looks like the Wicked Witch of the East because of the striped socks, but the West because of the green skin. So there you go. You got all that. And you got Cedric down there with a little hand puppet going up and down on his lap. That does not look good.
That didn't look good there, bro.
And this is why he's on a wanted poster in my office.
Exactly. Too funny.
Now, Lance, what is the hardest part of the anatomy when you're drawing these for you to draw? Because I know a lot of people always say hands, but you don't have a problem drawing hands. Is there a part of the anatomy that you do have a problem drawing?
Not really, but I would rather I focus on the eyes more than anything else. To me, your eyes are your soul. And I don't know, I guess because my eyes suck, but I spend more time looking at the eyes. You know, I want the eyes to be perfect. And so many people, if you look at their pictures, one eye's higher than the other eye, or one eye's bigger than the other eye, because they're not spending the time. It doesn't matter which way your face moves, your eyes are still in a straight line. And people can't, I don't know how everybody else sees, but I think that they're losing that in their sight. You know what I mean? Because I picked up this beautiful Wonder Woman poster. Go ahead.
What was your most challengeable piece that you've ever done?
I haven't got it yet.
You haven't got it yet. Like that answer.
Yeah. Haven't got it yet.
Ron says we just got our X rating because of Cedric and his popping up and down.
His pop-up puppet.
And then Tammy says, yeah, her eyes are higher up. LOL.
LOL. Say. But I mean, if you can see the Cinderella back here, I don't know if you can see her good, but she has the kind of expression that, you know, you'll see it at a show if you come to a show. You know, you can see a lot in her eyes just from the way, and that's me. I don't know. I guess because I don't pick a woman out for their smile or their butt or their boobs. Yeah. I look at people's eyes because you can tell so much about somebody just from their eyes.
Yeah.
You know? And that's, and I haven't had that, you know, I mean, I've done Cave Woman covers and, you know, basically a lot of people give me free roam. They're like, draw what you draw best. And it's like, okay, that's number 4 right there. That's the 4th cover I did for Cave Woman. You know, truly honored. You know, this is the 2nd one. And I tell everybody, I say, don't you see the alligator or the crocodile in the water? And no one ever sees the crocodile down here.
I see the eyes popping out.
There you go. See, the eyes. But no, I mean, the magazine gave me that 10 days to do those 4 pinups. That was challenging, but I really haven't found that, oh my God, I can't do that unless you ask me to draw a guy.
Now, Ron had to say Lance did an incredible job on eyes for his cover because the book was a choose-your-own-adventure type. Just the eyes needed to show so that all the kids could relate to the book.
Yep.
And then he said the eyes are the window to the soul. And it's 10 o'clock, so I wanted to share one last thing since we were popping things up. Lance, I'll pop up.
I got one of those.
Yeah.
One of those.
And who was the one who was lucky enough to present yours to you?
You were and Trish and your daughter. You, Trish, and your daughter. You know where mine is? Look.
Yours is still in the box?
Yeah.
Mine sits there in my liquor cabinet.
I should put mine in here with my Jessica Rabbit. Mine sits beside me.
Sit down.
Yeah. See? We're spacey twins.
Look at that. Good thing I'm not on Cedric's side because, like, yeah, we could turn him around this.
Yeah, no.
Wait a minute.
Oh, what? We can get them where they touch.
No contact.
There we go. Look at that.
Oh wait, hold on.
You tip touchers.
Oh, there. Look at. We put Cedric in the middle.
Oh, look at
Oh,
that.
hell no. We're not doing this.
Cedric.
Oh, that looks even worse, Cedric.
Start Mike Tyson in these things.
Okay, that was one of the things I was so honored to be, and so was Trish, that we actually got to present you with your Spacey. That was awesome.
If I had the little Futurama ship, I would have put up my Futurama ship just to be like, yeah, this is my Spacey. I don't have one.
Well, see, Cedric, we had him come over to where the Michaels, where my daughter works, into the classroom. And all these people, all these employees are looking and like, what's going on in there? And Kelsey got to say, you guys are in the presence of a real artist here in this Michaels. And they were like, oh my God, you know. Then they said, who is it? And you say Lance Footer. They said, who? Like,
exactly.
The booby guy. It's the booby guy. Come on.
There you go. One of my favorite things.
Oops.
Yeah,
Lance Boobies.
Lance Boob Guy. But one of my favorite things was when I got to go to Florida and Nanetta let me sit behind the desk at Disney, and I got to draw Ariel, and there was so many people because all those people there are tracers. They have an underlay and they have to go over that overlay precise for the next picture. So all they're doing is tracing. So she let me sit at her table at Disney on Main Street, and I got to draw Ariel, and I had a crowd around me, and that was just like, everybody's like, what do you want to do now? And I'm like, I'm done. Dreams came true today. I'm done. Ready to go home.
That's awesome. One more comment real quick. Good night, guys. Wonderful interview. Great segment
Ron.
on the game, Cedric. Please let me know when the next show is on. Ron, we're on every Thursday. Except the week of Thanksgiving. We're going to have me and Trish are on vacation that week, so we're going to have a hiatus that week. But it's Thanksgiving night anyway, so nobody's going to be watching us anyway. So
they'll be sleeping from eating turkey.
Yeah, no, they'll be out like Black Friday on Thursday.
You can pop in next Thursday at 8, Ron. Like I said, we'll be on every Thursdays.
You said that? I didn't know. He said that. Did you hear him say that? Yeah.
I just said it now.
So yeah, Ron, we're on every week at the same time, except for Thanksgiving. Or if a hurricane comes through and knocks our guest power out.
There you go.
See?
Too funny.
Okay.
OCD channel.
Yeah. Okay. It's 10 o'clock, and we usually wrap it up because I know Lance doesn't want to go to midnight like somebody put on the original thing.
Shut up. That show was canceled.
That show was canceled.
So
I was like, go ahead.
See, and I don't fact check her. I just figure, she's the one that has college education, so it would come out right.
Only some. I don't have a degree.
Okay, well, we see why.
Exactly.
Okay, so Lance, where is the next time? We always end up where somebody can see you next. Where can anybody see you next? You might not see them, but where can they see you?
Besides Facebook, I'll see you at Infinity.
In a month. I can't wait. It's been too long.
It's been a long time. That'll be where I will be.
Man, I think it was last August, not this year, but last year. August was the last time I saw you at Infinity.
At Infinity. Yep. You guys brought me to my hotel afterwards, which I was so grateful for.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
No, it's not me.
That was mighty sweet of y'all.
And call us Uber.
Yeah. Nah, we do.
Nice to know Steve does something nice for someone every once in a while.
I wasn't nice. I did a whole bunch of interviews that weekend. I wasn't nice to anybody.
He told me he had room on the roof rack.
We tie him. I think it was in your car too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hey man, every time you've come down, we've tried to always make a chance to meet up with you. So
Yep, always.
And in December, if you're driving down and you go to see Lee, we can meet up and see you at Lee, unless you do it during working hours. Then I'm screwed.
Then he's screwed. Yeah.
I'm screwed.
I don't know what our plans were. I know we're gonna stay.
Somebody.
Want to stay someplace not so close, so that the dog feeds not so much at the hotel. But coming down, spending a couple of days in Florida, and then probably heading back a different way home or something. I don't know. We really don't know yet.
What is that?
No problem. So in December is where people are going to see you next. So unless you do something live between now and then.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I'm on Facebook Live. I feel so bad on Facebook Live because if people watch my videos, half the time I don't know what they're seeing until it's over. And then I click the button. I'm like, well, they saw my head the whole time, because I got to draw so close with a magnifying glass. And I'm like, should I delete it? And everybody's like, no, don't delete it. And I'm like, okay, well, you can watch my head.
That's your own style. It's a one-of-a-kind style. They better get used to it.
And that's what I show people. I look through your pictures so I can show that to people because they don't believe me. That's how you draw.
Yeah.
They don't believe me that you're blind and you're an artist and a cyclist and all that anyway. So I mean,
I know my friend calls me Daredevil.
Well, no,
here's a funny note about Daredevil. I was at SC Comic Con and I brought my cane. And I was walking to the bathroom and everybody goes, oh, look, there's Matt from Daredevil. I'm like, no, it's Lance. I'm blind. It's just me. They felt so bad. I'm like, don't feel bad. They thought I was dressed up. Was it Matt Murdock? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. They thought I was Matt Murdock. And I'm like, no, I'm blind. It's me.
So, Cedric, where is everybody going to see you next?
Well, you can follow me on my Facebook page at Cedric Boyd to stay up on daily geek news. That's really about it. I don't have no cons coming up. I don't really have nothing exciting coming up.
The show's not exciting. Hey,
it's just Thursday. Me and my beautiful wife over here had to postpone our wedding reception because the venue backed out on us due to a C-19 issue. So our Halloween wedding didn't really work out the way we wanted it to, but we're going to have it in a couple months. And that's really about it. I'll be back up here next Thursday with Weekend Geek stuff. And yeah.
So he'll be back next Thursday at 8.
Yeah,
that's if I decide to let him into the studio.
Yeah, maybe.
Since, nothing exciting he's going to be doing.
I'll crack the firewall. Not really sure what I'm going to talk about next week yet. It's going to be a lot of current stuff. I'm changing it up a little bit. Instead of just talk about certain geek things, I'm going to start discussing stuff currently that week and that week only. So that's going to be a new little change up to my segment. And
well, I know one thing you'll be talking about next week.
I'm going to start joking Steve back. Steve likes to joke me. I can joke back. He's about to find out. Mm-hmm.
Well, the I know one thing he'll be talking about next week, and that should be the release of the PS5.
That what you want me to talk
Cedric,
about?
Well, that'll be one of the things.
I will. I'll definitely find you on Facebook, and hopefully I'll have the chance to pick up some art from you sometime.
Always,
so
always.
You can ask him. Everybody I meet, I buy something from. So
yeah,
you'll be hearing from me.
No worries, brother.
Lance's is a little more expensive than Roland's, though.
It is what it is. Pay for creativity.
Exactly. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it's not like buying a $5 comic book with Lance.
Yeah. I got comic books that are $5, just not hand drawn ones.
Exactly.
And I want some art. I love comics and I love art.
Well.
Okay, guys, and with that, if you want to hang around for a minute after the ending credits, we can talk a little bit there, Lance. Right. So I'm gonna run the. If I find the outro, and until next week, guys, catch you later.
Hi.